Weather Nation live with you tonight. We are in coverage because of a tornado that just occurred in the last 45 minutes just north of Birmingham, Alabama. And we've got a tornado warning that says it still is in effect, but it goes until right now. We'll see if that expires. That is that outlined blinking red box that is now northeast of Birmingham, Alabama at this time. And right now, near Asheville and Springville in Raglan, as we go into that area, we're going to see on Doppler radar that the rotation that had been showing is very diffuse. I expect that there's not much to come out of that storm. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you Fairfield, and north of Fairfield is Fultondale. What we're going to bring on our own meteorologist, Brett Adair, field correspondent, who is on scene at this time. Brett, I'm just going to let you take over and go at it, but he has been chasing these storms live all night long, has been here to keep people safe. And Brett, I'm going to turn it over to you. Exactly what are you seeing? What can you find for us, and what is going on here tonight?
Yeah, David, I'm in the community of Fultondale. I'm just off of Highway 31 at Republic Road is what you see here. And we've got some structural damage, lots of large trees have been downed as this tornado moved across and initially touched down near the Walker Chapel Road exit, where here in central Alabama, just north of Birmingham, there's a pretty substantial shopping center there that has taken some damage. A lot of the high-tension power poles were snapped. Several of those down along the Interstate 65 corridor have caused some travel trouble there, but we've been watching these storms all afternoon and evening back over into Mississippi as they were coming into Alabama, and we moved east, and it looked like things might try to calm down and get tame a bit. We were watching a storm up north of Birmingham on the west side as it was going through near Adamsville, and I made a decision. I was down on 459, and I cut north up through Birmingham and saw the tornado, saw major power explosions as this tornado crossed the Interstate 65 corridor and moved up through Fultondale, moved toward the east, going towards Center Point, Pinson, over in those areas. We are now trying to get into some of these areas where the damage is located. As I said, I'm on Highway 31 at Republic Avenue, and seeing some pretty substantial damage here, large trees, power lines, and some roof damage here to what looks to be a brick home behind these trees right now.
Okay, so we got your video that we got, and it's been coming in and out, but we're going to have a little bit better workmanship from it. So I'm actually zoomed in really close on Doppler radar to show where we've got the interstate, and then we've got the highway that kind of runs parallel to that. So that's kind of an indication of where you are. And yeah, I can definitely see that we've got your video there, box by box. You can see we've got trees down. Have you seen anything other than, have you actually seen structured damage to anything?
We're told that the Hampton Inn that's right along I-65 there has some pretty substantial damage. I'm going to go check it out here in just a few minutes. As you can imagine, there's quite a few emergency responders that are now moving around, trying to get a grasp on what's going on, trying to set up command posts and such. And the power is out, so that's creating a little bit of havoc. And to be honest with you, to be so late, I'm surprised there's so much traffic on the roadways here. So, guys, listen, if you don't live in this area and do not have to travel, do not come into the 31 corridor from the south or the north down into the Fultondale community. There's a lot of damage, a lot of hazards on the roads, a lot of things that can puncture your tires, put you in a bad spot. Plus, these people are going to be trying to get in here to assist their homes. First responders trying to make sure no one's injured or trapped. And it's kind of what we're doing out here. We've got some light up on some of this stuff and going to start talking to some of these residents here. So, again, just avoid this area of Fultondale, north or south on 65, because there's going to be major delays because high-tension lines are across many roads.
Yeah, what's unfortunate, too, Brett, and you're looking at it myself, was we still have more storms that are west of here. So that was kind of an initial round, and there's another line of storms at one point west of Tuscaloosa. A severe thunderstorm warning was issued. It's been taken down. You make a couple of really great points here. You got power that's out. You don't know what's on that road. Number one, you're creating a hazard yourself. Number two, you're creating big problems for those that are trying to help people if they need it here tonight.
Yeah, Devin, and that's another key point. The event is not over. In most cases, during these overnight events, you see an area that's been struck by a tornado. They think it's over. They're out trying to assess. We have a storm that's on a beeline in the next 30 to 45 minutes coming out of Tuscaloosa County that has some similar characteristics on reflectivity to this storm. So do not let your guard down, Jefferson County. Another storm is coming in. Not seeing quite as much rotation at this point. However, As you can see, this spun up very, very quickly as it passed Adamsville, had a tornado in Fultondale, and it raked portions of Jefferson County tonight.
Okay, meteorologist Brett Adair, field correspondent on Weather Nation. I'm actually putting on a storm track and just this squall line, what it appears to be of what you just spoke of west. Brett, stay with us, or at least, you can hang up for right now. We'll get back in touch with you later. We're going to drop off for a few more minutes, but giving us the most valuable information, being live on scene exactly where a tornado just happened in the last hour in Fultondale, just north of Birmingham. What I'm concentrating right now is we have about a minute and a half before we get you back to a few messages and we continue our coverage tonight. Live on Weather Nation is where you are. I'm meteorologist Devin Lucy. You just heard from meteorologist Brett Adair, field correspondent on scene. What we've got, if these storms are moving at the particular rates around 45 miles per hour, where the tornado warning storm was warned earlier, I'm just going to take that data, put it into this next line of storms. You can see West Jefferson in 16 minutes, at least a strong thunderstorm will be upon you. Tuscaloosa, you could be on the edge and west edge of you. In 20 minutes, the storms would be upon you too. Let me take off those storm squalls for you. What would be a squall line event in the track of that moving towards you? I'm going to look at the Doppler radar and show if there's maybe some characteristics of hail within here. And the severe products I'm going to get to here, and the hail, not impressive. It really looks to be a wind event with this. Not to say hail could occur. There was a hail shaft and core that I'd seen on Doppler radar earlier. Birmingham velocity data, Columbus radar that's out of Georgia here, or Columbus, Mississippi just north, that's out of Amory and Aberdeen. You can actually see the radar beam. We're in an area around Tuscaloosa where you've got the radar beam goes pretty high altitude into the sky, but nothing jumps out to me where with the velocity, where the winds themselves are of some serious strength. Well, just as I say that, I go to some of our other data here, and maybe on the order of 60-mile-per-hour winds are still possible, but there's no warning out for you right now. We will be live as we need to be. There's still a tornado watch out until 1 a.m. local time. We're streaming to keep you safe.